welcome back to my channel. I'm oversharing kitty cat, and on this episode I am in Cappadocia, Turkey, and I'm taking you guys to two different experiences. One is free, one is slightly more expensive, and I'm gonna be doing the red tour hikes. I'm not doing with a tour company, I'm doing by myself, and I'm gonna also be joining a tour and doing the green tour with a tour company, and let's see which one is worth it. Today I'm doing the Love Valley hike. It is part of the red tour normally, and you can do with a tour company, and they will bring you to a viewpoint and you're gonna look in the valley and then move on to the next location. But you actually can do the hike. It is a loop. You can start in Göreme and then follow the path, which is marked mostly, I would say, and then you reach the Uchisar Castle, then trail back down to Göreme, and it is supposed to take about like 4 hours, but you can just enjoy the scenery and you take your time as well, so it might be a bit longer. Today I'm in Göreme Open Air Museum, and it is also part of the Red Tour. However, if you have a few days in Göreme, I recommend you can just do everything on Red Tour by walk, and it took me about 20-30 minutes from the town center. And I believe there are some buses too, but I don't think they're that frequent and that reliable. And the entry fee was 20 euros for foreigners at the moment. If you're a Turkish citizen, you can get a museum pass, which is 100 liras. Göreme Open Museum used to be a monastery, and in the side they had lots of churches, dormitories, kitchen and food hall, and yeah, basically it was the religion center of this area. So I think this is a kitchen. So this is the dining hall, and this table can fit, I think, 40 to 50 people. And then this hall used for squashing the grapes to make wine, and more storages on the walls. I guess you could also put lamps as well, so it gives some illumination. I recommend doing this tour in the morning if you are visiting Cappadocia during high season, like summer months. And right now it's September, but it still is challenging sometimes, even though it's not that hot. And make sure you wear comfortable shoes, and as well as bring some water because you will need it. The air is so dry. Stopped for a little Turkish coffee break, and they gave me again Turkish delight. It's okay. Today I'm doing the green tour, and we are at our first stop, and we learned about how these stone buildings were made. 35 million ago, this area was covered with water, so there was no land, it was underwater. Big volcanoes went boom, and then they spill out of soft, fluffy rock, almost like dried cake, all over Cappadocia. Later, harder rock fell on top, like putting a crunchy cookie on the cake. Then came the rain, wind, and time. They started nibbling away the soft rock little by little, washing it down and blowing it away. But the hard cookie on top stayed strong. So what happens? Soft rock under the cap gets a bit worn down, and the head stays, so that makes this funny tall mushroom looking rock towers with head on top. And they are also called fairy chimneys, nature's way of making giant stone ice cream cones with rocky heads. So behind me there is Mount Erciyes, which is the 5th highest mountain in Turkey, and it used to be a volcano. However, it's not active anymore. Yeah, that mountain and other mountains are responsible of these beautiful stones formations. Imagine this, a giant underground playground, but instead of swings and slides, there are tons of tunnels, rooms, and secret doors. Long time ago, people in Turkey built a secret city underground, and it is called Derinkuyu Underground City. It goes really deep, like 18 levels down, and thousands of people can live at once because it had houses, kitchens, schools, even stables for animals. There were a couple of secret sliding doors to keep the bad guys away, because initially this city was built to hide from the bad guys, basically. They dug little air holes so they could breathe and they could live there for a long time. Not only because of the enemies, but also bad weather as well. Rinkuyu Underground City is part of the Green Tour, and the price of the Green Tour includes your entry fee. Otherwise, museum card is also valid. On this episode, I was in Cappadocia, Turkey, and I have done some hikes that were in Red Tour, and I also joined a Green Tour. For the hikes, like, I did not pay anything, it was free, and it was amazing. It was worth it, definitely. If you have time, I recommend you to do the hikes rather than the Red Tour. And also another tip, the area is super windy, so oftentimes the balloon rides gets cancelled. So even if you're there 5 days, you might not see the balloons or you might not get on the balloons. So I recommend, maybe if you have time, 5 days to 1 week is ideal time if you want to catch the balloons and do some hikes and some exploring. For the Green Tour, I paid 35 euros and I got a discount because I have a museum card, so I didn't have to pay. But if you don't have museum card, it is only 43 euros, so it's slightly more expensive. And honestly, it was a good tour because we traveled so much, they took us quite a bit of distance, and I think it's worth it, but I think they could take off a few things off the tour. Still worth it, but they literally don't need to have that much stops. For some stops, it was almost like they were taking us these shops to buy things, which is fair. But if you don't have a car and you want to see the underground city and the Ihlara Valley, I think it makes sense. Thank you so much for watching. This is Oversharing Kitty Cat. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments if you ever been to Cappadocia. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Mwah!